wanted to go ahead and review this pie iron made by a company called Rome Cookware. They've been making these since 1964 and are pretty much the originators. This is actually a double, all right, so you can fit, let's say, double the portion compared to their standards, or if you're like me, you could actually fit one regular portion, and sometimes that's just for beginners, right? Especially when the goodies start coming out of here and you just don't want to stop eating. I was first exposed to this as a Boy Scout. I was working as a camp counselor, and one of the other counselors, we were hanging out at night around the fire, went into his tent, pulled this out. We had borrowed some bread and cheese from the mess hall, and went ahead and made some grilled cheeses in here. And man, that was the best grilled cheese that I had had in my life up to that point. So once again, became something that was very, very memorable. Those of you that know me and are familiar with Natural Training Center know how much I prize my Dutch oven and Dutch oven cooking. And once again, keeping within the same theme, because this is 100% cast iron, you can tell that this is definitely something that that I enjoy using, both when I'm in a camping situation and of course while I'm at home. So the front part of this is 100% solid cast iron. As I'd mentioned, I'm not crazy about the fact that it's from China, but looking around, we really don't have that many choices. And as far as the spec goes, it's pretty good to go. Keeps the price down also. And other aspects of it, okay, we have these chrome rods that are holding it together. What I do like, because those of you that know about cast iron, if you take care of it and take care of your cookware, it'll last forever. All right, I'm not really too sure about these rods or any of these type of rods, of course, because you're creating a big lever here with a lot of weight. I think the manufacturer states that this is about 5 pounds. All right, so you're on a long lever here. So once again, who knows? I've had this for a while, but you know, and it's been doing quite well. But my point is that there are a couple pins here, all right, a couple of these cotter pins that you could kind of pull out and replace if you have to down the line. So that way, if you do have this for a few years and it's seasoned well, and you know, those of you that know, the more you use cast iron, it just seems like the better it tastes and the better that it cooks. So when you do have it for a few years, and the last thing you want to do is have to replace it when it's nice and serviceable, just because of the rods. So as I mentioned, you have your chrome rods here, you have your wooden handle, you have a bit of a lockdown over here, all right, to keep your cover closed, all right, the cast iron part in the front. All right, and you know, once again, this is kind of heavy here, so you're not going to sit here like you're roasting marshmallows. So this is really designed to put into the actual fire, into your coals, and make sure that depending on what you're cooking, right, it's endless, the recipes. You could pretty much think of something and there'll be a way to make it in here, right? So you know, you're limited to your imagination is basically the point that I'm trying to make. Take care of this the same way that you would any other cast iron, all right, making sure that you're seasoning it, keeping soap away, you know, all the other good stuff. Once again, this is a review, not a tutorial. So when you open it up, what's cool too is this does come apart into 2 pieces. So if you just wanted to use them as individual skillets, all right, for multi-purpose, multitask, especially if we're thinking about an emergency situation and you're limited on things to bring, once again, you do have the weight, right? But if you are staying in at home or using your vehicle, this is definitely something to consider, because it's all contained and in this one little piece, okay, once you put it together. And you have pretty much your whole kitchen right there in a pinch, with very tasty meals. And at the same time, which I've addressed many times when it comes to cast iron, you're not going to get the toxic chemicals seeping into your good food that you would in something that's made of aluminum or other type of material. All right, that's causing all sorts of havoc on our nervous system. Every day, you know, science is coming up with something new of this toxicity poison that we're getting that's seeping in from our cookware. Once again, with cast iron, we don't have to worry about that, because if the iron does seep into the food, it's actually good for you. So it's a good thing. So keep that in mind. We need our immune system good to go in any type of emergency situation, because it's already going to get whacked enough from all the stress that's going on because of the emergency situation. As you can tell by my hands just handling on the outside here, right? I don't take too much. I'll dust it off once I take it out of the fire and, you know, leave it to cool off. I'll dust it off before I put it away, but always look into some kind of carrying case. I'd like to recommend the carrying case, right? Like always, I'll put all the specs and weight and size and all that in the blog post, so make sure you check that out if you're interested. Also, where you could pick one of these up relatively inexpensively. But also, when I was looking at the covers that were available, the covers were actually more expensive than the actual pie iron. And, you know, once again, just as long as you can put something, right, that'll keep this away from the rest of the gears. I brought up the grilled cheeses. I mean, you can do anything from various desserts to empanada type stuff to burrito type stuff to desserts, right? Obviously, it's called a pie iron, right? So you can make all sorts of pies, be as creative as you want, use pre-made dough, create your own dough. Once again, depending on your time, your application, and of course, your skill set. All right, so I've made all of the above and then some, right? Because a lot of times you want to make something, you open up the fridge or open up the cupboard, and the exact ingredients that you wanted aren't there, but something else comes into your imagination, and you go outside and try it. That's how we learn, and sometimes that's how we come up with our best recipes. So, you know, once again, I gave you all the features, all the good points. The price is good to go. All right, you're looking at under, you know, let's say 20, 22 bucks, something like that, shipped. All right, so, you know, that's not a bad deal at all, considering that there is some weight to this. Once again, the durability factor, you're going to treat it just like you would any other cast iron as far as care and handling. So we stop it from cracking and dropping and things of that nature. Okay, went over the handles. And of course, like we always spoke about with the emergency application, since that's a big focus, that we concentrate on with our reviews. Once again, not for carrying, let's say on your person, but on your vehicle or staying in at home. This is definitely a viable solution, not only for the nutrition, not only for the tastiness, but also bringing your family together, your smaller tribe together, right? Sitting around the fire in these stressful situations and giving them a bit of comfort.